Hey, we got Drewz Viewz here, back for a little Anime Monday, reacting to that anime on Monday with Revolutionary Girl Utena. We are cruising along, just almost at the end, frankly. It's episode 32 today. Eric, that's your age, is it not?
Yeah, that's correct. I'm 32.
I'm doxing you live on YouTube.
Wait, am I about to be 32?
Okay, well, he doesn't know how old he is.
Time hasn't had a meaning for me in a number of years. I think I turned 32 this year. I think I'm only 31.
Okay, so you're the what is it called? You're the her tragedy right now. The her tragedy years old.
Right.
You're about to be the romance of the dancing girls years old. So I think that's good. I mean that sounds better, at least title wise.
Right. Some people are just waiting for their Saturn return out here to change their whole lives. I'm waiting for my romance of the dancing girls.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I think that bodes well for your next year of living there, Eric. But anyway, this isn't about you. This is about Utena and Anthy, Nanami, of course, the whole crew, Toga. I was about to call him Aoki, but that's not right. Akio.
There you go.
Yeah, same letters, I guess. Steve Akio, the DJ.
For the longest time, I thought he was some metal guitarist that everyone knew, and I didn't know that he was just like a DJ. So.
Yeah, I think his dad's also like a billionaire or something.
Fair. Also, a minute and a half when you said this wasn't about me, do you like how quickly I made it about me?
Yeah, so I was seeing, maybe subconsciously seeing how quickly I could get it back to you there.
Fastest guns in the West.
We'll make it about you for a second. What are your thoughts for this episode, based specifically on the last one?
I think I'm going to stick with what I... Yeah, I think I'm going to stick with what I thought last time, that this is definitely a duel between Nanami and Utena. But I'd love to be surprised, because I'm tired of Nanami's ass.
I think we're due for that. She's back in the thumbnail, as we noted last time. And kind of spoilery, I guess not terribly spoilery, but like she's looking real sad or something. I mean, there's still Nanami defenders about. Some are, just kidding. There's the whole just kidding bit last time.
I love that.
But, we got another comment on that one saying, I feel like Nanami... Well, actually, it was Utena herself commented this, or Utena Star said, I feel like Nanami will surprise you.
Here comes Nanami Twitter logging on. No. Yeah, I mean, I hope so, right?
Yeah, I mean, So Nanami walked in on a bad scene at the end of the last episode because she's staying with them in the harem, just kidding now, and saw some things she probably didn't want to see. Previously, she was jealous of Anthy's relationship with her brother. Now, actually, our friend Dr. Doom makes a good point here, potentially on a comment. They were saying that possibly Toga actually plays into her big brother complex. If you go back and rewatch past episodes, you'll see that he's actually done this before, but the show started to make it more obvious, and he's a skilled manipulator, etc. So basically positing that he's keeping her around because he noticed that she was attached to him years ago, so it's better to have her there. So he's like even feeding into it potentially and somewhat causing it. I could buy that, I guess.
Yeah, I saw that too. I thought that was a really good shout. I definitely just didn't consider it from that perspective, and probably right.
Yeah, like we've talked about, he's a manipulator. And I like this comment from RAQ also, saying my personal theory on the spinning roses. So we've been talking about that in the past couple episodes. They've been showing them. Back to the comment, is that they show up whenever the subject of the scene is being their most honest self. The color of the roses correspond with the color of the subject character, aka blue for Mickey, red for Toga, purple for Akio, yellow for Nanami, etc. And then they break down when the roses showed up in that last episode. So there's two of them. One happened when Toga moved to kind of kiss Nanami jokingly, and then when he's in the shower doing his power pose, that was quite on the screen for quite a while. And they say in these scenes he's playing into his flirtatious and narcissistic nature. Also, so RAQ is also pointing out that it's not completely one-sided on Nanami here, or not completely to blame. And then the other rose happened when Akio told Nanami that he's trying to build a harem, like I just referenced. and showing that, like, even though he says kidding there, we as the audience know it's really not the case that he's kidding.
Right.
So, and then they also say there's a couple scenes where the color of the rose doesn't directly correspond to a character, and they think that the subject in those cases is acting with symbolism behind the color, like white representing innocence, red representing romance or sex, and it goes red from white to red when Akio's speaking to his soon-to-be mother-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
So that could, because we know what she wanted.
What does it mean when they're blue? Haven't we seen a blue one?
Well, we have with Mickey, I guess, and the commenter pointed that out, that's like his color, but I think we've seen it without him as well.
Maybe.
So I don't know. The commenter didn't say any symbolism for that color. But what do we think? What does blue symbolize in general, do you think? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
Like maybe calmness, I guess?
Yeah. Or sadness.
Could be sadness, yeah, blue on blue, yeah, of course. Abadi, abada. Well, I think we might as well, with that, get into the old episode here. I don't know what the Dancing Girls, we kind of talked about it last time and at the end a little bit, like when we saw the title, like is it dancing and is sometimes code or not code maybe, but like people say fighting is like dancing or sword fighting could be. So we do think it's going to be a duel this time. I agree with your thought that it's going to be Nanami Utena this time.
I really feel like it, yeah.
Anyway, possibly we'll be wrong, but only one way to find out. Let's do it. They're in the room. I never realized they had that view before. I guess it makes sense with his space telescope.
Who is that on the phone?
Is it just another one of those random
It kind of sounded like Auntie.
That's kept calling. Apron. That was a scary image.
Right.
No, she didn't. Did not sleep well after that.
That's true. Like at the end of the last episode, it really felt like the transgressiveness of actually showing us the weird fucking incest thing that was happening. Felt like we had crossed a line somewhere, and here Auntie is like dressed like a child again.
Yeah.
愉快だね、二人とも。
ななみさんもいかがですか？美味しいですよ。ななみ。
Borderline slap watch, not quite.
It was close.
But been completely dead for 2022 almost. Good question.
No, she never knows what's going on.
And yeah, she is that
いろいろ悩みがあるんでしょう。
tense.
兄弟の場合。
Choo Choo knows what's going on.
Classic
What
Choo
does he?
Choo.
He got reincarnated.
Is that why he had to be reincarnated?
どうもこうも
Yeah.
大抵よ1秒も痛くないってか変わってみる私がミッキーのところに住んでそうすればあんたも憧れの姫君と一つ屋根の下明暗でしょいいの僕は構わないよ
I don't think there's room for you in the old harem, Mickey.
それに
Yeah.
あんたみたいなお人よし
More kidding.
あいつに頭からバリバリ食べられ
Good call, Nanami.
ちょなんてどこにもないってか
Time to transfer schools if there is other schools.
Right, to those other schools that exist outside of this school.
That definitely
With all those other people.
exists in real Japan.
Yeah.
だからそらどんな顔してお兄様に会うって
二人っきりの兄弟じゃないか。お互い助け合って。
何ですか
Is he doing the oh no, there is a girl there.
Yes.
For a second I thought he was literally doing like the pretend that someone's making out.
こんなところあなたの妹に
Yes, she would.
だって
Yes, the sister.
血はつながっていない。
優しいお兄様にしか見えなく
親に言われていたからね。妹と思って大切もなければ、俺が相手にするはずないだろ。あんな
So he knows that she's there.
つまらない女。
ない人
True.
冷たいのね素敵ななみのやつしてやらない
Oh, it's her. Kaiko, yeah.
This is objectively true, what she's saying, though. Nanami
Oh,
is the
Slapwatch
worst.
2020.
Slapwatch.
Official. It's officially in the box.
覚悟はできてるんでしょうね。どうしてなんですか？どうしてよりによってこんな女とは仕方ありません。だけどこんな女は相手にしないでください人がいるはずでしょ。
自分が
Yes.
The slap back, clap
あ
back.
と私のどこが違う
Slapwatch going gangbusters.
大体好きな人に振る。
It's
やっ
really
ぱり
on.
あんた異
It's
常だよ
playoff season. Should have
So-
known.
Okay, the play-ins are not the playoff. We're not doing this. I stand with
お前
Zach
の
Lowe.
そのうちわかり
さっきの話は冗談ですよね。私に優しくまた私
I don't know if we've heard this theme in the background before, but I'm really digging this devious, just like creeping music.
Is it kind of like I'll probably try to make an illusion and embarrass myself here because it's not my field like you, but is it kind of like the wolf of Peter and the Wolf? That's a thing, right?
It's a lot. Yeah, you're picking up on the like the slinkiness of the woodwinds. Yeah, for sure.
何も
All right, now
I remember my first obvious metaphor.
yeah, I've been using that one a lot with the tower.
花井さんまだ帰らない。もう8時だよ。
Who's gonna?
そろそろ君一人なの？
はい
そう
何か作りますか？
ねえ金井さんも一緒に食べ塩味出すとキリがないからね。秋代さんはもうお腹空いただろ。
別
Ooh,
に
this block of ice. No, of course.
それもいい。来てくるよ。
あダメダメですよウテナなのに邪魔しちゃ悪いですよ楽しませて
Jesus Christ.
ね
Big old saw.
姫宮はお兄さん思いなんだね。
どうもどうもこいつ
Yeah, she's gotten really like Twilight Zoney.
Oh, am I?
I just don't think she's real. Do you know how she's acting? She's acting like science fiction when you
ないの？
あんたたち
like when the robot knows you're getting close to figuring it out. She's being real. I'm sorry, I can't do that, Dave.
なんだよ人の
Yeah, I see what you mean.
むしろ喜んでるんじゃない二人仲良く寝る
But I mean, she's robotic in a way.
Yeah.
I still don't know.
やっぱり鈍いの
Yes,
ね
Nanami, you're
ど
right.
う
She
りであん
is.
なおぞましい兄弟と一緒に暮らせる
兄弟っていいよね。
Normally, that would be very rich coming from you, Nanami, but in this case,
Yeah.
even you have the
今まで
higher
の関係
ground.
を見失わなければ。
あいつらと一緒にあんたに何がわかんの
What is Choo Choo up to here?
お芝居さ
That's funny.
ありきたりで
Choo Choo even made a different noise just now.
Not saying Choo Choo.
Right.
もしもしもしもねえあなたの声聞かせて
Oh, that's Toga's phone.
あんた誰なの
Yeah,
名前くらい言いなさいよ
got her.
七海おかえり
あの
Was that Akio's voice on the phone?
世界の果てをご存知
どうする
I was assuming it was, but I actually don't know if it
今
sounded
でもお
like
兄
that.
様のことだけど私たち
She
もう
needs a
元に
miracle.
戻れないのは分かってます
Okay.
わないつもりだから最後に知り
Oh,
たい
she. I was kind of like joking before about transferring out, but she really is trying to do that.
Transfer where?
どうしてそれを
お前の魂が本当に諦め駆け巡る
Alright.
さあ我らと共にもしもしそう
Right. So Akio is End of World.
I thought it was essentially clear.
You're probably right.
I think we might have
この
forgotten
人
something
一
more
体何
explicit that showed it when we were trying to figure it out the other
知っ
time.
ている大鳥学園の理
I
事
still
長だ
don't remember what that was.
そうぜ私見た
Is it gonna explain?
何を
それは言えないあんな恐ろしいのよ
君がその目で見世界のことでしかない
なんですって
存在している世界わずかな視界の本当に君が見るべきものはそこにはい
るのこの人
いつもして欲しがってたじゃないか
違うんじゃない
じゃあお前が望
見せてあげよう君にも
It really is the Human Instrumentality Project.
なんでじゃない
I guess
なん
that's
か
why
私たちに言おうかしら
people are saying that it's
あんたに従う理由なんてこれっぽっちもないんだから。
That those series are
そうしたわ
similar.
よ。あんたなんかにへいこらして思い出すだけで腹渡煮えくり返っちゃうんだから。これからは
Is she gonna fight?
It's
her?
taken over. I just don't think she can. Like, they have to always fight Utena. Ooh.
姫宮、私は
Oh,
そ
she
の
beat
女
them
とは
up.
違う。
Alright.
何を言ってるんだ。なんだって、
Okay.
バカを言うな。こいつがどうなってもいいって言う。
Oh my god.
ナミ。
Now you've done it, Nanami. Go, guy, go, guy, go. No, they didn't say it this time.
臭い。そんなのトリックに決まっ。そんなのペテよ家があるって言うんです。知るわけないでしょ、リキ。リキマックスパワー。
What's happening again? Is this a fourth animation for this?
I think, I was about to say, this looks different, right? They're not showing Utena at all. I mean, it looks similar to the most recent one, but I thought that one still had Utena walking, yeah.
I thought so too.
I
There's
mean, this part's been the same.
Right, okay.
Maybe they just cut out. I think it's essentially the same. Maybe they just cut out a little bit. So she's pulling the sword out of Toga, I presume.
Gotta be.
Or he's pulling it out of her, because that's how it goes this time around in these series of fights.
Amazing.
ナナミ
So
をそのか
dramatic.
したのはお前だったのか。それでも兄貴か。
俺とな他人の行動にはむやみに干渉するべきじゃん。
Yeah.
ええ、決闘であんたに勝ってお兄さん。
It's only their second duel, right?
Yeah, Nanami doesn't really fight that much. We've talked about it before, like, for both Nanami and Juri, it's always like someone connected to them is always fighting.
私は信じていた。
But they both fought her twice now, I guess. So
穴がある。
In the first and this one.
何もなかったのよ。あんたは信じていればいいわ。
Prince coming in.
Yeah.
She can't lose.
Certainly not to Nanami.
私に何があるの。私もただのハエに過ぎな。なのは
ナナミ君には本当のことを教えてやるのか。
そうですね。
本当は血のつながった兄弟なんだろう。
Mm.
え
Christ.
え、俺とナナミはまだナナミが赤ん坊の頃に
誤解は早
Oh,
く
I
解
see.
幼い兄弟だと思われてた方がロマンティックですよね。
Alright. I like that ending. That's interesting information there.
Yeah.
So they are really related. They're both adopted from the same parents, like, presumably. Doesn't really explain why he doesn't have pictures
Yeah.
of him and his, unless he removed him. I guess he's setting up. He's still scheming and all that.
And it's not really an explanation about why he lied to her about them not being related.
Well, he's just trying to manipulate her still. I think that part makes sense, because, like, this whole time too, like, you even said, like, he definitely knows she's there when he's talking, right? He's
Yeah,
with
yeah.
her kind of main lackey. He's instigating all this stuff, so I think, you know, with the purpose of getting her to duel, I would assume, or who knows what else. And then, yeah, in the car, he actually confronted her directly about that, you know, moving to kiss her or whatever. So Nanami's, like, whole thing there was, like, she wants to be seen as special, essentially. And
Yes.
just one of the crowd.
Real Cordelia moment.
Yeah, yeah. And you had compared her to Cordelia back early on in this series, maybe?
Yeah.
Saying that might...
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, your Buffy references have gone. I mean, those have been more extinct than Slapwatch 2022, which came back huge this time.
Well, this got weird.
Yeah. There's not too much incest plot lines in Buffy that I recall.
None that I can think of.
Well, anyway, but with that, I think since that's kind of her thing too, wanting to be special, that kind of makes sense for why she feels about Toga also, because like he's seen by everyone or most people as like one of the most important or special people around.
Right.
So if she's like saying we're on that level, it's just kind of twisted. But like we were talking about before this episode, it's probably twisted because in large part to what he's been doing to her in the first place. So, I'm coming around on Nanami a little bit, even though she's falling back in this at the end of this one to be like, she's not redeeming herself really, but seeing her perspective a little bit more.
It's the tedium. Yeah, I don't know. It took us a lot of steps to get here when every other character got 3 episodes. I think she's had 7,
Yeah, they use her as a comic relief stuff a lot too, kind of like a dual purpose. So, what do you think Akio is saying there in the car? Like, he's saying you only see things from your perspective, etc. Is that just an excuse for what he's doing, or is it like, or was what they're doing really not what it looks like, I guess?
No, I think he's literally speaking from a place of, like, narratively, from a place of dramatic irony, where he literally knows something that she and we don't. Like, you only see things from your perspective. I have ascended in a way that, like, now I'm trying to help, like, now I'm trying to get somebody else to do for some reason.
So it's something we still don't know either.
Ascended like the mayor from Buffy season 3. The references are back, guys.
Alright.
I wanted to ask you, do you think we ever get a moment in this show where we figure out what's going on with Auntie? No, we're like, we've got 7 episodes left. She's, like, Utena is clearly being manipulated by Akio and Auntie. And, like, Auntie appears to be in on it now.
But she's still kind of protected, I think.
I don't know.
There's that weird scene with him and Kane or whatever, too, with the Abla or whatever he was doing there, and she wouldn't let Utena interrupt it. Is that because... It could be both, but is it because she didn't want him to be interrupted because he is doing something important or whatever, or because she didn't want Utena to get hurt or like something, in some way? It does seem like Auntie has real feeling for her.
Sometimes.
I don't know. This episode, like we were saying, she's a little, what you were saying, robot.
Robot.
But where do you finish with what you were about to say, the question, or was that where it was leading?
Yeah, what do you think comes of that? Are we gonna, like, do you think we're gonna get a reveal where, like, Auntie is a real person who's trapped in this situation and has to manipulate Utena? Or that Auntie is, like, not real? That Auntie is a part of the Akio machine?
If I have to predict now, I'll say she is real, because I just think it works better, even with all whatever the symbolism and everything in this show. If she is real, it's more tragic for one, which is better, better storytelling, I would say. And it makes the things mean more than if she's just like a completely not real part of this whole machine.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of hoping that is what I'm saying is the case, and I'll predict that it is versus the other one. But there could be a lot of evidence for either one, I guess, since
one way or another, we're kind of running out of time for a reveal on that too.
Well, it might be until the last episode the way the show works.
Yeah.
Well, like you said, there's 7 left. Next time, next Sunday, Monday, we'll be up for episode 33, which is called The Prince Who Runs Through the Night. Are we gonna have another confrontation finally between the prince and a direct confrontation between the prince and end of world here? Is that what this could mean?
No, we're gonna have to purify ourselves in the waters of Lang Minnetonka. So
I see. Going all over on the references this time.
I love Prince. I love Purple Rain. I'm not apologizing for this. Yeah, the Prince Who Runs Through the Night. Do you think that we saw Akio talking to what appeared to be the lifeless body of the prince, right? Do you think the prince wakes up now?
Maybe. I feel like it's got to be something. I mean, it says the prince right in the title, unless it's meaning Utena again or something. I feel like it's got to involve.
Who does aspire to be a prince? That's true.
But no, I think it will involve him. But
finally,
or whatever. But we'll see. Hopefully we'll get some answers there. Yeah, keep the comments coming though. Love to read those. Some very interesting ones usually. Today was no exception. Our last episode is no exception, of course. And I mean, look, or at least, not that I didn't look, but I didn't even read any of the comments from 2 times ago.
That's right, we double recorded.
Yeah, but that's okay. I can still go back on the next episode if there's any really interesting ones to bring up or that are relevant. Well, yeah, keep those coming. Stay subscribed here to Drewz Viewz. And until next time, we're going to be up out of here. Peace.